Alright, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Moto MMA, aka Jason Boss, coming at you with another video. So yeah, here's a little bit of an update of what's going on in my situation. I know I told you today that I would take you guys out on the bike, maybe get some on the road stuff, but out here in Indiana today it is like both cold and rainy. And I'm already feeling a tiny bit under the weather, so I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm not trying to get any sicker, so I'm probably not gonna get on the bike today, but I will get that content out to you guys. Promised you, I'll do some riding. I'll let you guys talk to you guys while I'm on the bike, all that kind of good stuff. You know what I mean? But I kind of enjoyed this way of doing my content too, because I feel like when the winter time comes and the snow hits, I'll have a little bit of diversity, and I'll be used to just talking to you guys and not actually having the ride or whatever to distract me. So when I'm not on the bike, I won't feel like nervous. You know what I mean? I'll be able to just talk freely like I am now. So yeah, I'm enjoying this actual way of putting out content. Okay, so now on to some motorcycle safety tips. We're going to tackle today cars that do those deadly left-hand turns. That is like one of the #1 ways motorcycles end up in accidents, and also one of the most ways that motorcycles end up in injuries that could possibly cause death. So what do we do? I mean, you're going to end up at an intersection. There is going to be a chance that you're going to run into a car or vehicle doing that left-hand turn. Stumbling over my words. See, that's why I need this right. But anyhow, what do you do? So when you are at an intersection, guys, there's a few things you can do to make things safer for you. Number 1, you want to be active at that intersection. What do I mean active? You need to know a little bit of what everybody's doing. You know what I mean? Once you start slowing down, you want to use both brakes, your front and your back brakes. You want to be able to see that car in front of you. So in other words, you don't want to be speeding and you don't want to be right up on them where you can't stop. You know what I mean? You want to kind of give yourself some distance. You can see those brake lights coming on. You can see, okay, clearly they're getting ready to come to a stop. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a big vehicle, like, I don't know, like a box truck or maybe a big van where you can't see like the light or something in front of you. You want to be enough distance in between that person. You want to be looking. Also, you want to kind of glance a little bit in that in your rear view mirrors behind you. You want to be able to see what's going on back behind you. I'm not telling you to physically turn your head and look, because that can be, of course, very dangerous, because often where your head goes, your bike goes, and if you're turning back this way, you're not looking, it could weave into traffic or something stupid. So no, you want to use those mirrors. Look behind you. See if the guy behind you is slowing down as well as you put your brake lights on. Now, once you get to a stop, how should this stop look? All right, first I want left foot down only. And here's my reasoning for saying that. You're like, well, why can't I put both feet down? Or why can't it be my right foot? You know what I mean? What's the difference? You want to have your left foot down because you're going to get of course, your better balance on that side. Your clutch is on that side as well. And how you change gears, things like that. You want to be prepared to ride. I do not put my bike in neutral at an intersection. This is controversial. I know a lot of people say you should. I don't. That's the way I was taught, and the reason why I was taught you don't put your bike in neutral at an intersection is because you have to, again, be active. You need to be looking, see what's going on. If I got a guy coming up behind me and he's not stopping, and my bike is at neutral, and especially if I got both feet down, I'm not going to be able to get that bike out of the way. I'm not going to be able to move. I'm not going to be able to react in time, because I'm going to have to try to get both feet up. I'm going to have to balance this bike. I'm going to have to shift it from neutral to first, and then go. Where if I already have it in first gear, when I'm stopped, put your hand on that clutch, hold that clutch down the whole entire time you're at the light. You've already stopped anyhow, using both your brakes. Get that hand on that clutch, stay active, looking around ahead of you, and if you see that guy coming, you give yourself an exit plan. You want to give yourself an exit plan. A motorcycle basically has 3 spots or 3 lanes within 1 lane that you can be. And at that stop, I don't like to be directly behind the car in front of me either. And the reason being, if I'm directly behind the car in front of me, I make it harder to get out of the way if somebody behind me can't stop. I have to try to get past this bumper and then move. And depending upon how much space I have, this may be pretty difficult to do. Where if I'm lined up on the side and I can see that I have maybe a more clear shot on this side between, maybe it's like a turning lane or something right there, where you can maybe like I don't want to say lane split per se, but in that kind of situation where if I had to go in between the 2 cars to keep from being hit, I certainly would. Or if I could get off to the side on the back end side of this side, you know, I certainly would. So you want to be active and looking behind you. And you want to have yourself in first gear where you're able to do that quickly if need be. Again, I know that isn't the most popular thing because they say, hey, put your bike in neutral, rest, that where you don't, I guess, make any mistakes as far as like revving it up or something like that. I don't know, but to me, keeping it in the first gear is a safe bet that you're not going to floor it and anything like that anyways, because like I said, your hand is on the clutch. You're not, how can you possibly floor it if you got your hand on that clutch and your bike is not in gear anyways? All right, now what happens when we begin to go? When the light turns green, we are starting to drive. This is what I suggest. Again, guys, speed is a killer. Do not speed. No speeding. You know, I understand that you're going to have those times where you might give it a little more throttle. You might get on it a little bit, but at that intersection, man, that is not that time. I know it's tempting, especially if you're the first one at that line. You want to take off. You've seen the movies. You're at that line and you're vroom, 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 vroom. Oh, I'm gonna give it all I got. You know, quarter mile at a time, whatever have you. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Here we go. I'm gonna show everybody behind me what my motorcycle is made of. Yeah, but what about that guy that is doing that left-hand turn that tried to make the light at the last minute, or the guy that ran it, whatever have you? And when that light turns green and you just take off, boom, you and that guy meet up. Either he is hitting you in the front or you T-bone this guy. One or the other. So you don't want to take off. You want to give yourself time. If you have a car in front of you, let that car headed in front of you kind of go in that intersection first a little bit. You know, let them kind of get out there. Then you begin to slowly creep out there. There are a few things you can do when you begin to creep out there. Always make sure you have your lights on your motorcycle. Most motorcycles do anyhow when you have them on, so make sure you have your lights even during the daytime so they can see you. Maybe swerve just a tiny bit. You know, Dan the fireman teaches this. Make yourself kind of visible. Make a little bit of a glare if you have to. Maybe rev the engine if you think you see someone coming out, or hit that horn. You know what I mean? I've done that. I've used my horn sometimes when I think I see a car kind of edging out a little bit and they may not be paying attention to where I'm at. Guys, a lot of cars don't pay attention to motorcycles, so you got to make sure that you get the car's attention, or make sure that that car is paying you attention. So you want to ease your way out into that intersection, even if you're the first person out there, even if you got the right of way. Don't just get out there and floor it, because if you get out there and you floor it, there's a great chance that if someone doesn't see you, they weren't paying attention, that you guys are either going to meet up in the middle, or like I said, he's going to clip you in the front, and that can be a real bad thing for you. You know what I mean? It could end up in serious injury, or you know, maybe even something else we won't even speak it on this channel. So that's why we're learning how to be safe at our intersections. We're learning to be active. We're learning to make sure we get to the sides kind of when we're stopping, so we can make sure we have a way in and out, you know, if someone doesn't stop behind us. And we're learning to take our time when we take off at that intersection. Speed, guys, to me, I'm just big on it, you know, on not being overly aggressive on that throttle, on just overly doing the speed, because it cuts down your reaction timing so very much. You have to make sure that you give yourself time when you're going through this intersection to get out of the way. I'm not telling you to go like super creep mode, but I'm telling you to use your best discretion or whatever, common sense. Go through this intersection like, you know, your life depend on it, because it does, you know what I mean, at that decent moderate speed where you know that you had time to react. You know that you have time to swerve if you need to swerve. You know that you have time to brake if you need to brake, because with a motorcycle, you want to make sure you're able to do, most of the time, progressive braking, not really just slamming that brake, because that can cause you to kick out and those tires to lock up on you, you know what I mean, and you're going to go down. So you really don't want to slam those brakes. You want to make sure that you have some time to get some a few seconds of braking time, and if you need to brake for an emergency, or if you have to swerve out of the way, you have to give yourself time to be able to do those things. Now, on to the MMA portion of MMA Moto. All right, so we saw the fight, Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Your boy was right. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not always right on my predictions, but I'm a huge MMA fan. I follow them. So if you're a betting man, I'm not telling you to bet, but if you're a betting man, you might want to listen to your boy. I might be right. I could have made you some money this weekend. And then, you know, you could break me off like, I don't know, 10, 20%, you know, something, whatever. I ain't greedy. But, no, guys, don't gamble. Don't gamble with your money. You know, money's hard to come by, you know what I mean? But, anyhow. Yeah, the fight went pretty much like I said it would. Even better, Israel Adesanya got the TKO. He, just happened to catch Costa. Like I said, it's cold and rainy outside. I got sniffles a little bit. He happened to catch Costa. He just is not the type to get in there and just start swinging. He's a very technical fighter, just like I said he would be. He picks his shots. He's in and out. Paulo Costa was kind of wanting more of the brawling match, and I think that's what he was basically game planning on, because he did not try his wrestling or his jiu-jitsu, and Paulo Costa is actually a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. He didn't even go for nothing of that, really. He was just thinking about a rock'em sock'em fight. Izzy didn't give him that, and Izzy got the win. Yeah, man, great fights this weekend. Great fights. Dominic Reyes and Jan Blachowicz. Hopefully I said that name right. Awesome fight as well. Reyes, man, what a shock. He did not show up the way I would have thought. I didn't know who was going to win that fight, guys. That's why I didn't tell you anything on the prediction before this fight. I had no idea who was going to win that fight. But Blachowicz showed up, and Reyes just didn't, man. He was like slow on the draw. He didn't really get out there. Maybe he was a little overconfident from the success he had with the John Jones fight, where it was controversial. Some people said he beat Jones even. So I don't know. Maybe that going all those 5 rounds and stuff, he thought maybe he save his energy and then maybe could become more explosive later and tag him. Maybe he didn't train as much. I don't know what it was. I'm really guessing it probably was he was trying to save his energy for the later rounds. He didn't see himself going down, and was kind of like, you know, hey, I'm going to pace this out and then I'll turn it on later. But I guess you can't always count on that game plan, because you never know what can happen in that cage, man. You really honestly do not. So yeah, awesome fights this weekend. And in other fight news, your boy right here, Moto MMA, aka Jason Boss, will be fighting November 14th at the Linton, Indiana Armory, guys. If you are a kickboxing fan, definitely come out there. I'll give you the times and everything soon. Hopefully get some ticket sales out there for you. I'm not getting any money for the tickets and like that. This just goes to the events. I would love to have as many of you out there to watch and see. I'm a huge MMA kickboxing fan, and here's my chance to get out there, fight a couple more times. I'm 38 years old, or be 38 soon, and I don't got too many more fights in me. I'm not rich at it by any means at this point, or rich by fighting, so I'm not going to be doing this like forever. So, you know, I definitely want you guys out there as many fights as I got left in me as soon as you possibly can. Just see me out there, hopefully kick some butt and get that W, because that's what I'm going for. going for that knockout. Ugh. So yeah, November 14th, Linton, Indiana, I will be fighting. I want to give a shout out to another YouTuber right before this video is over. Her name is Biker Babe Beth. Totally awesome. She's very much inspiring. I've got a few YouTubers that I've talked about in the past that have inspired me. But this girl's story to me is totally crazy. I'm going to wrap this up really quick. I saw one of her videos 2 weeks ago. She was celebrating her 100 subscribers, right? Right, like 100. And the next thing I know, she was up 615. Then the next thing I know, she's at 1,000 and like over 1,050 subscribers. Like it was crazy, almost like in a week time. And I was like really just blown away about, you know, how did that channel grow? So I basically asked her, she said she went out to like a bike night thing or whatever. She met another YouTuber, her and that YouTuber talked. She put her on her channel, man, and she grew. So guys, if you're planning to do this YouTube thing, and this is an advice for myself, it just shows that you're gonna have to get out there, put yourself out there, meet different people, because you never know when the right place, right time is, and they can help put you out there. Next thing you know, you can be blowing up, man. Your story can be out there. So don't be shy, man. Get out there, do your thing, show the world your talent. And without further ado, guys, this is your boy Moto MMA, aka Jason Boss, saying I'll see you soon.